come back and to be with you and to share with you what has been going on and what did take place on that Sunday. We have been, as you know, going through this whole issue of discipleship, and we see the seriousness of it as a church, because that was the mission and the mandate that the Master told us when it comes to this issue of making disciples of all men, all colors, all kinds, all cultures. Jesus Christ wants to be the master teacher of your life, of my life. And one of the things that we looked at as being a disciple is that God allows occasions to take place in our lives that measures us for larger places, to help us to become more than what we previously were. We were in the Gospel of Luke chapter 5, verse 111, and it's also in the other three Gospels about when Jesus asked Peter to put him in the boat so that he might be pushed out a little further so that he might talk to the crowd that was enthralling him. So I say to you today, based on that passage, there are four major pieces, major lessons, if you would, major measurings, so that we might be tested in, so that we might measure up to be in a larger space. And one of those measurings that Jesus allowed with Peter and the other disciples as well, that he wanted to know how can and how do you handle disappointment and struggle and trials. It's important to know that if you throw in the towel because you were disappointed and you give up, you never pass the test of being measured to be able to fit into larger spaces. Peter and those disciples, they passed that test. They passed that measuring for larger spaces in days to come in the life of Peter. Why? What they did was they scrubbed those nets, they put them back in the boat, and they went back out there fishing. The night before, they failed. There was disappointment, but they did not give up. So disciples don't quit. We get up and we do it again. And we do it the way that he tells us to do it. The other thing we saw this morning was the issue of how do you respond to being under authority. And the authority that Christ had was the authority that he wanted Peter and them to submit under. And when we submit under his authority, we reap what he has, and it's usually more than what we do have. It's better than what we do have, but we have to submit under his authority. Nevertheless, at his word. I do have more to tell you, but my time has run out. So I'll see you next week. Just remember, you're a disciple, and you're being measured for larger spaces.